Hey guys, what's up? So it's time for a rapid game. I'm down at 1530 right now, which once upon a time would have seemed inconceivable. Inconceivable to me. Again, we've got a d4 opening, so I checked opening tree recently and saw that I have a much better success rate with one knight f6 than I have been with pawn to e5. Who'd have thunk it? Okay, so this, I don't know. e3, so he's blocking in the bishop. This is like it's like a collie almost, isn't it? So I don't have to play d6 because this pawn is not threatening to come in. He also appears to be building kind of a dark squared structure. So my question is what to do with my dark squared bishop, and I think I will play e6 anyway in the anticipation of knight c3 and then pinning the knight. Okay. And we could go for a symmetrical pawn structure, grabbing some space in the center. Got to be prepared for c4 and c6 maybe. Opponent's rated 1476 from the Philippines. Okay. I could just develop a knight. That's not going to be in anyone's way, except possibly c6. So I think I should grab the center. I think let's stick with principles. If c4, I have c6. Now this bishop is looking a bit French, isn't it? For now. All right, Sash. Okay, so he wants the castle. He might want to slam his knight in there. Is there any threat of this? Well, not really. I mean, this bishop's never going to have sight of f7, is it? So, you know, in the case of if the knight should come in, I might kick it away. But there's no reason to pre-kick. Not that I can see. I'm thinking maybe the dark square bishop could come out. I could think about castling myself. I could actually challenge. Then white has the same. White has c3. But then I can push on, which I kind of like. Let's do that. Let's do that. I like that idea. So this is me alcohol-free last night after the culmination of the rugby. Okay, and we're pushing on here. And that really has made life a little bit tough for that bishop. And I still have b5, you know, to reinforce this nice pawn here. So yeah, few drinks over the weekend at the end of the rugby. I had a bottle of South African Red on Saturday because I was a honorary Safa for the night. I've got some South African friends, so I said I was going to be a South African supporter. They ended up winning by 1 point, as they did in their semi-final and as they did in their quarter-final as well. So yeah, full credit to them. They really ground it out. Okay. Now, should this bishop come here, I will probably quite happily swap it off for mine, because it's already made 2 moves. If it makes 3, great. So I think it's time maybe for this bishop to come out. Prepare to get the king safe. This knight at present doesn't know where it belongs. This looks at the corner, which is defended by the knight. This, though, I'm going to go for bishop e7, just because this knight might end up on one of these squares at some point. Right? That is a double defended square, h2. Right, now this knight doesn't have all that many prospects, and neither does this bishop, to be honest. I'm feeling quite pleased with my space grabbing. I'm going to castle my space grabbing strategy there. One reason is that, let's say I wanted to move my knight here. I didn't want him to pin my knight onto my king, because my king's still at e8. Because this knight may want to get into the game. Could come this route. So g6 is a typical kind of target location for this Queen's Knight. But to get there, it really has to come via here, and then Bishop or Queen might have to move. But that, again, is not the end of the world. Now, he might do this. But actually, having said that, that is his better bishop. I mean, it's not a great bishop. And I do need to be, you know, just... There we go. A little bit conscious of this. Okay, now he can't really take, because I have knight and king defending. In fact, if I kick him, he can't really go there because he loses a piece. And the queen isn't about to... I mean, the queen's the only other piece that can attack on those light squares, right? And she's still at home, so... He's got very good control of e4. I'm wondering if I can just kick. I can't move the knight with a discovery by the bishop because the knight has to defend h7. That's the whole point. But again, you know, you have to say to yourself, is this a real threat? Is he going to take me? Well, no, he loses a piece for a pawn. However, Queenie could come out. So what if he takes and I take, then out comes Queenie. That might be a thought. If I kick him, that option is no longer available to white. Okay. And now I'm seriously considering e5. Now, the big downside of e5 is I've got this big King Kahuna pawn chain going off. If he takes, but I'll still probably just eliminate the knight. Then he's got a choice of taking my bishop or taking my knight. But having said that, taking my knight comes with a continuation threat of its own, doesn't it? So, yeah, this takes... I think I have to recapture, but then I have solved the problem of my Queen's Knight, which currently is unemployed. And actually, if he allows me to get an e4, then his bishops are in a world of pain. So, suddenly my bishops are springing into life. Yes, come on then. Got this threat of roux. So that was a bit of an attack there by white, wasn't it? Oh, okay. Got two very tempting options. e4 and bishop takes h3. gh3. This looks like... Now he's going to have to try and bust his way out of jail, isn't he? With like f3. That's very nice, isn't it, as well? This, bishop onto this diagonal, maybe even queen onto it. Come on. I think e4. I do think e4. Opponent's still got 15 bloody minutes on his clock. Mate, you've played exactly, averaged 10 seconds per move, bro. Cheers. This is Aquafria spring water in a can. All right. Now what I'm thinking is we can chill to some extent. It's tempting to take this out, but then GH and suddenly that rook has opened up. I don't think there's any big reason to invite that rook into the party just yet. I'm going to think about improvement. This, Queen d6, maybe even this, maybe. Oh, I do need to shave today, don't I? Right. Now, is he planning f4? That? What's to take out this now? Takes, and then he's going to put his queen here. And he's going to have ideas of his own. I don't want him to have ideas of his own. All I want him to be doing is worrying about my ideas. I might... So now look, where are we? We're kind of in the middle game. Yes, I know I've still got a bishop on the back rank, but that You know, not every undeveloped bishop is inactive, right? We're in the middle game. I should be improving. So one idea is to bring this knight around to add to the defense, but also maybe to throw itself into the attack as well. Because right now this knight's rubbish. Another idea is bishop c7, queen d6, and threaten to mate, right? I start doing that. That's going to come in a big red envelope. Okay, he's going to spot that coming a mile off. So I'm going to improve my knight. I'm going to play this cool. I've got 9 minutes. Flower Jack C L4 or 14 has got nearly 15 minutes because he's playing too quick. So I'm going to try and play this more master-like. And there we go with f3. Now I don't think he's happy about that move. One reason is that this pawn is now the only defender of this knight and the only defender of this pawn, both of whom happen to be under attack. Okay, so there are ideas here. Let's say, oh, it's not the only defender of the pawn. Queen is also, oh, what am I talking about? Okay, start again. It's defended once, twice, 3 times. I can take it out. Now, I think he really, so why didn't he play f4 straight off? Now this bishop might actually spring into action, but I'm kind of inclined to take out the knight now. Think about this bishop. What prospects does this bishop have on a board like this? Not a lot, really. So takes, takes. Might even take. Or I could just be cool. Here. You take me, and then he's got 1, 2, 3 attackers onto here, hasn't he? And I've only got a couple of defenders. What if we kind of combine all of this with plan A? But I am worried about f4. Maybe it's time just to pull the trigger on this. I need to keep the pressure on him. Now, with this pawn moving, he does have easy ways to defend h2, right? So this plan A idea is unlikely to come off. So this is what I'm thinking. I think I need to be the one to take here, because otherwise I'm just going to lose a pawn in the middle. Yes, this bishop has now opened up. This bishop's still bad, rook's still bad. But right now the pressure is all mine. There. Can't go there because bishop takes. A knight on here is something I'd like, so I don't know about this. Let's say queen takes here. I think he should probably take with his knight. I don't know. Yeah, he's taking with his knight. Okay. So queen defends this. The knight defends h2. This bishop's awake. This bishop is not yet awake. But you never know. This pawn could come diving in. So what's the right thing to do here? I have this. Nullifies his bishop. If he takes, pawn takes. Stuff is opening up, and yes, that's enough for me. My big advantage here is my king safety. Okay, it's a checkmate threat. There, pawn takes, nothing comes. Here, queen takes, nothing comes. Here, looks like the natural move. Done it. The knight was going there anyway. So queen takes, I take queen. Jolly good show. Bishop takes here, pawn takes, blocks this pawn, keeps this bishop out of the game. Okay. Well, I can't take it with the knight, because I get mated, so there we go. It's got two pieces you can take. If pawn takes here, my knight is somewhat out of squares. Pawn takes here, I might just pick my queen up. Okay. Still, white's biggest problem is this h-file area. Is it exploitable? Could I consider a trade of queens? Probably a stupid plan. But I'm going to, you know, if you don't consider stupid things, sometimes stupid things that look stupid on the surface turn out to be less stupid in real life. Here, if he takes... Now, I'm the one attacking here, and I kind of psychologically want to prove that point as well. So maybe like just queen e7 this. Try and win the pawn. I have an f-pawn break at some point if I want it. He doesn't. Of course, I can't move the f-pawn right now because it's the sole defender of that, so... Yeah, queen e7. Bishop takes. He's got queen takes, so he can technically win a pawn, but I've got two attacks on here as well. I think this rook might come across to e8. Okay, he's taken with a queen. Notice the queen's undefended. So what about the move f5? En passant is not playable because I take the queen with check for free. It undefends my rook, but it attacks the queen. Let's think this through. Sorry, it undefends my knight on g6. It's a little bit pointless. I mean, I've got rook e8. Double pawns, bad bishop. Lots of imbalances against. I can just simply take. If queen takes, knight takes. Good pawn, potentially. Nice outpost for knight. Bad pawns for an endgame. Do I just take? I mean, he can take here. Just b5 then, maybe. b5, and then I'm just threatening to take here. Trade queens off. Just don't know about this. Have to go down the route. What would happen? So you know, my rooks are connected. I'm not worried about them because right now this queen's the only one with. Yeah, the rook's kind of exerting a bit of pressure, but not much. I can also even come after this pawn. Let's just goldfish. The goldfish is where you just pretend you're looking at a position for the first time, like it's a puzzle, and just highlight what's defending what. King's the only defender of the rook. That rook's actually undefended in the corner, right? So I highlight any undefended pieces, and that might help me spot potential tactics. Very simple. Very nice little method there. Also, if the queen takes e4... Oh, hello. Can't do that. Well, I can. If I takes, we both have isolated pawns here, but I've still got the pawns in front of my king are undoubled, whereas his are doubled. Also, in the endgame, I have a knight against one bishop, and a knight against one bishop can often be an advantage. But I'm also considering bringing one of my rooks to e8. But then, yeah, he can't take. Oh, he can. He can take because it comes with check, that's why. I could put my pawn on this dark square and then put a rook behind. Okay, just do it. Just do it. Pre-move recapture. Oh, down to 4 minutes, guys. Right. We have to prepare for endgame mode now. Okay, we are in an endgame. And the knight... Shit! Hangs. Right, this... He's got 2 moves. I completely overlooked that tactic. Gosh. Oh my lord. Okay. Come after this pawn. Right, so what I've got to do is neutralise this bishop, right? So the best way to do that, I think, would be to get a pawn on e4 if I can. Is he going to do this? Oh man, that was terrible. Oh no. I could have just taken that with the... No, I couldn't have taken it with the pawn. I could have just pushed on. No, I couldn't, because that... So maybe f5 was the move there. Maybe it was. Alright, no, serious problems now. Serious bloody problems now. But at least it's just a solo bishop. If I can get this move in, that's something. But he can take his time now. He's got all the time in the world as well. Can't go there. Okay, he's in now. Now the bishop springs into action. This. How does he defend? That doesn't work. That is kickable, and then he has to go away. So there might be a pawn in this for me. There might be 2 pawns in this for me. Nah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm over. Well, well, well. So I was doing absolutely fine. Here, this was a big mistake by him. And that was the correct response. And that was inaccurate. So I attack the pawn with the queen, bishop, machine says rook. And that wasn't great. Okay. It's just these last few moves. And he played like a 1600, but really bashed out the opening. Get your rook onto the open file. And that is the blunder. There we go. Yeah, that's it. That's where it all went wrong. So what was the best move? Moving the king so that this doesn't come with... I got that far in my thinking. You remember I said, oh, I could just let him take and then I can win the queen, but the problem is that comes with check. Move the king, no longer comes with check. That just loses the game. It was mate in 2. So moving the king, and I'm better. I'm seriously better. Threatening to take the pawn, right? So this is the issue with my thought process. I saw that was still possible because it came with check. And I didn't then continue that line. Well, can I change that? So it don't come with check. Well, that was highly annoying. Because I thought I played decent. I did, as black, very, very even in the opening. Started to eke out some advantages here. At this point, taking the knight was a mistake. Interesting. Interesting. What? Okay, just improvement. It was premature. Yeah, I opened up his rook. I mean, look at that rook. That is a crap rook. And taking this knight just says, please, Mr. Rook. And look, we saw what part the rook played in the game. So positional mistake. There's no bones about it. I lashed out. I cashed it in too quickly. I rushed in. Not clever. But the point is, we learn. We live, we learn, we move on. Might play a few 10 minutes later on. Try and claw my way back to 1550 if I can. Because I'm not happy being down in the 1500s. So I really feel like I should be in the 1600s. I think my highest rapid rating is it 1675? 1617 in rapid. 1617. So I'm only 100 points off. So there we go. The road to 1600 continues, guys, and it's a long and rocky one. But hope you've enjoyed coming along for the ride. Thank you for watching. See you soon.